All right, let's talk about why you should quit driving for Uber. Well, not quite. Well, not yet anyway, but let's talk about that. So not too long ago, the CEO of Uber was talking about his vision for self-driving cars over the next 5 to 10 years, right? Now, personally, I feel like it would probably take a lot longer than 5 to 10 years to see self-driving cars on the roads in any big way in London. I'm aware there's parts of the world where they are already in operation, but I feel like London is a very particular type of city where it's not just very busy. We have a lot of narrow, windy roads, and things get changed and rechanged again so much. Then on top of that, you got all the nuances of just dealing with people in general. So personally, I don't think we'd be seeing self-driving cars in a big way on the roads in the next 5 to 10 years. That said, I could be wrong. Now, I think one of the biggest things that's going to determine how widely self-driving cars get adopted into the city is the people. It's true that most people like things to be cheap and convenient, which is one of the reasons McDonald's is so popular, even though these days they're not really that cheap and they're getting less and less convenient. The point is most people like things to be cheap and convenient, and self-driving cars are likely to offer that. But like I said, there's also all the nuances of just dealing with people. How clean can these things be kept? How damage-free can these things be kept? And also the logistics of where these cars are going to be kept when they're not in use. And on top of all that, you got road tax and insurance nuances to figure out. But anyway, let's say they figure all of that out and they have self-driving cars on the roads in the next 5 to 10 years and people love them, people want more of them, and quite frankly, some of you guys need to be replaced by self-driving cars. I ain't gonna lie. The amount of stories I hear about some of you drivers accepting trips, driving towards the location, and then cancelling a minute before you get there. Just completely wasting people's time. Yes, some of you guys need to be replaced. But anyway, the point I'm really trying to get at is a lot of cab drivers are middle-aged men. They're in their 40s or in their 50s. So if this is happening in the next 5 to 10 years, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're too old to do anything else, but too young to retire. So if you haven't already, you need to be thinking about your next move. I ain't saying you got to quit Uber right now, although some of you probably should, out here canceling on people. But you need to be thinking about how to make sure that you're going to be okay regardless of what happens. Because it doesn't matter whether I want self-driving cars or not, or whether you want self-driving cars or not. It is something that Uber and Tesla and a bunch of other companies are heavily invested in. And as we saw with self-service checkouts, started off with just 1 or 2 self-service checkouts. Now pretty much every supermarket has more self-service checkouts than they have regular checkouts. Matter of fact, self-service checkouts now are the regular checkouts. So it doesn't matter what you and I want. What matters is what happens. And since right now there's no way of knowing how exactly this is going to play out, what I'm saying is make sure you are taking steps to make sure that you are going to be okay. And that could mean looking for different work while you're still able to look for different work. It could mean taking a course to learn a new skill, getting some different experiences in other areas. And I've said this in another video, but make sure you're putting money into your savings, into your pension. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom here. I'm just saying that speech from the Uber CEO, think of it as a warning. This is something that they're planning to do. This is something they're heavily invested on doing. And if it plays out the way the self-service checkouts played out, this is something that could have a very big impact in your ability to earn a living. So if you haven't already, start thinking about your next move, because there is no such thing as job security.